Hi, everybody. I know I haven't posted in a really long time. I really appreciate all my new follows and comments. It's fun interacting with you all online. Today, I'm doing something different just for fun. I wanted to take a look at Gypsy Rose Blanchard's birth chart because she's all over the news right now since she just got out of prison. If you're unfamiliar with her story, she is a woman who was raised by her mother, there's a syndrome that she has. I forgot what it's called. But ultimately, her mom convinced her that she had all of these illnesses and needed to be in a wheelchair um, until the age of, I don't know, 15, something close to that. You'll have to look it up. There's movies about her. It's a really interesting story. But I was watching the news this morning and I saw she got out of prison, so I wanted to look at her birth chart. And it's very classic. So as it usually is when you look up kind of like celebrities and well-known people's birth charts, it's like, wow, it's really written in the stars. But I just wanted to give a little short sample reading and thought it would be kind of fun and interesting. So, upon looking at her birth chart, the first thing that stands out to me by far is that she has Neptune, Uranus, and the North Node all conjunct her IC. So, your IC it rules over like your younger years and your childhood. It also rules over your inner self, but it's really like it's opposite your midheaven, which is like your career and like coming into adulthood and your outward facing persona. And then like the IC is the opposite of that. It's like upbringing, childhood, formative years, and like how you feel on the inside. So to have that conjunct Uranus is usually, I've seen this in birth charts with people that have very unstable birth or unstable childhoods and have kind of like almost in what I've seen, there's violence within the home. Also, I forgot to mention this, but she was in prison because she plotted with her boyfriend that she met online to kill, and they followed through with it. They killed her mom. So she eventually realized that her mom was convincing her of these things, and then like the anger from all of her entire life of being looked at in this way and it not even being true, she ended up murdering her mother. Okay, so her midheaven, because it is opposite, this conjunction that we're talking about, the IC with Uranus, Neptune, and the North Node, that puts her South Node conjunct her midheaven, which is also really interesting because what is she known for to the world? Her South Node, what she's growing away from, kind of like the most toxic parts of herself. That's conjunct her midheaven. I find that very interesting. To have Neptune in this stellium here with the IC, it indicates illusion around her childhood, like this illusory story that she believed of herself, and also for her IC, her childhood and her upbringing to be conjunct the North Node is really interesting because it's like her younger years propelled her into this North Node kind of, like, it required her to grow. It required her to be challenged. It required her soul to immediately begin on this evolution because of the circumstances that she was in and kind of like needing to discern for herself what is true with Neptune there. So yeah, that's just really interesting. The nodes conjunct. She has an Aquarius moon. That's typically people that have a difficult relationship with their mother, and you could call it a Aquarius moon conjunct Saturn. It's a loose conjunction, but about 9 degrees away, Saturn is also in Aquarius. So that's harsh mother placements and not a lot of love from the mother with Aquarius moons. It's a distant, aloof, not very touchy, not very affectionate kind of relationship with the mom. We have Sun conjunct Chiron. Chiron being your sense of self, your ego, your mind, conjuncting Chiron. This is a very standard placement. I have a specific video on this placement for my followers who already know this. I have this placement, but this indicates deep psychological wounding, and having to discern right from wrong. This is someone who has been through 2 really dark places mentally, deeply not knowing who they are. The identity with Gypsy Rose, the identity piece, literally being told that she is someone that she is not, and wounding around that. This can also be, depending on the house, which she has it in the 10th house. But a lot of the time this rules over your physical body. So the fact that her upbringing had the illnesses, she was required to do these surgeries that were not necessary for her. She was like slipped a lot of medication that was inappropriate for her to be taking. So she was physically made ill for like no good reason. So not only is it like the ego and the perception of the self, but it has a lot to do with the body. I've witnessed in readings a lot of like physical ailments with Sun Chiron. So obviously off the bat, those are what stand out to me for not knowing her and only knowing this story about her. It's kind of a pretty strong indication of, you know, we can see it written in the stars here. A couple other placements just that are interesting, like I've watched interviews with her, and she's kind of, I mean, she's really quirky, rightfully so, but she is pretty charming and endearing. I feel like she has a really cute way about her. And she does have Jupiter in Leo in the 11th house. So kind of this Aquarius and Leo are opposite, but kind of like a quirky and ability to display herself pretty well. She claims to be really shy. I've heard her say that in interviews. That's also very Sun Chiron, very shy. But at the same time, she has this glow to her and this resilience. I think Leo is a very resilient sign. It's ruled by the sun. It's fiery. And then she has Mars conjunct Venus, which is also, that's a very tight conjunction. And that's also a very charming person, and a very resilient person. There's a lot more that could be said. I just wanted to do kind of like a brief sample reading, but I'm talking about these placements stick out like bam. As soon as you look at her birth chart, it's like, okay, her north node, Uranus and Neptune are on her IC. And she has one of the coldest mother placements you could have. And she has Sun Chiron. Like, there you have it, people. This is why I love astrology. This is it right here. If you like this kind of content, then let me know. This is my first time doing a reading like that. I do it constantly for my own entertainment, so I figured why not try making a video and seeing if people like it. Yeah, if there's like other well-known people that you want me to do like a little sample reading on, then let me know. And it's nice to see you all. I know it's been ages since I've posted. I am always having my finger in way too many little pies, but I'm still here, and thank you for rocking with me. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.